Saturday. We're in the shop. Let's tell you guys why you don't get a day off.
Pretty cooked. Got our butts kicked in the sun for 2 days in a row setting up for the airport race. Last week we had a lot of distractions, people stopping in and hanging out. So we got way behind and then worked till 2 in the morning on Friday, 2 in the morning on Saturday, 2 in the morning on Sunday, basically, when I went back to bed. So woke up kind of late this morning. Andrew needed a day off. He was like, he didn't want to ask, but he was like, hey, do you think Kenny's working tomorrow? Hey, do you think Kenny's working tomorrow? I'm like, just take the day off, man. You've been working a lot. Just ask, whatever. But yeah, no, we had pretty big fun at the airport race. Pulled the motor out of the red truck on Sunday, put it in the Fox on Tuesday, put it on the dyno in the Fox on Friday, and beat on it a little bit, a couple times here and there, and we're like, we got to just do a little baby pop the wheels on the Fox. Fox in the driveway. I think it was Saturday night. Just a little beep, and we're like, it's ready. It's ready to go. So we loaded it on the trailer and took it to the airport, and it ran really good. Squeaked out 629 at 110, and then the rest of the time, like, the track was a little slippery, a little slick, a lot of street tires, so I say the track, but like Boyne Airport's the worst surface I've ever raced on, which makes it really fun because then you go into it knowing it's not going to be awesome. You're like, this is going to slip and slide all over, it's going to be a good time, so you got to drive the heck out of it. But it was pretty fun. So then went a bunch of 640s. Ben took it for a couple spins and went like 650, never even been in it, so that was pretty cool. Easy to drive. It's a lot of fun because it's just basic. You don't have to work on it. You just put gas in it, and it's easy stuff. It's fun. We had a good time though. It's a lot of work. Sun beat on us.
How's it going? Good. Thank you. John, tell us what you're doing today.
Nothing.
You gotta be doing something. This is your event.
Well, it's our event, and yeah, we are getting prepped. We are starting at noon at the 19th annual Boyne City Drag Race in Boyne City, Michigan, the airport. The city is kind enough to let us open the track, and we're good to go.
Perfect.
Yes.
I know it's last minute. You guys think it'll be a good turnout?
I think so too. Yeah, I think we're gonna have a really good turnout. It's looking like we got 60, 70 cars so far.
Yeah, my truck number was 44.
Okay.
46.
It's filling up fast. We got guys coming, so should be good.
Are you trying to get out of it for next year? Is that what you're trying to do?
Dick, come on.
Come on, John.
You're the next one in line, so yeah.
Me and this guy?
Yeah. That don't mean I'm not gonna not be here.
Good. The other 300. We have no idea.
We'll show you on Teardown how that works.
We're just morons that can drive straight. Like this guy right there.
John, let me see your head for a second. Dick, I'm gonna stand out.
Why
Take
you
a
want to see
picture of me.
what?
Take a picture of me and then tag Sam. Be like, Kenny's out here doing Sam jobs.
He's gonna go, what the hell is he listening to?
And John's trying to get Dick and I to take over in the next years because he's 150 years old.
You're just an employee.
Same thing. So, so the dry hop thing. So we had one of the guys that had been coming here for a decade or so, and the same kind of thing. He's got an all-wheel drive truck, four-wheel drive truck. It's always been do not do a burnout on the surface because it's going to rut it. So like, be conscious of that. Don't sit there and brake torque it and, you know, ruin it for everybody else. Because the first time they're going to say yes to it, so just be conscious of it, be courteous. Just to kind of clean off the dirt and stuff. So like anything else similar, because I've been going to bat, so don't mess me up here. So the track's definitely a lot stickier. Just pull the tires on the Fox. That's only happened one time since this started with a Jeep.
There's a bounty on the bumpers.
Yeah, so I'm going to try to put it on the bumper and rip it off today. Otherwise, if anybody else does it first, dang it. So it is pretty sticky, honestly, in the beginning. As soon as you get out of the 60, we stretch it out even farther too. Bud wanted to stretch it a little more, so we used 5 gallons of glue. I spent 4 hours on it yesterday, leveled it all out, an hour this morning. If you think that you're going to wheel hop a street tire and maybe break an axle or something like that, I did leave the center of it really light so you could move over just one tire lane, you know, 2 tires over, kind of get right outside the left-hand groove or the right-hand side groove, depending on which side you are, and that'll eliminate some of the wheel hop and bounce. And but the next biggest thing is, like, if you guys got leaks, please just don't, like, just
Pull off to the side or something.
even if it's some dry floor dry regs, you zip tie on a leaky fitting or something, please be courteous. We got 5 hours here. You know, and like if we get one major oil down, there goes a fifth of our day.
Yeah.
So once over, be courteous. We got 5-hour window, so let's make the best of that for sure. But yeah, it should be decent. Like
You
I
had a
said.
good point. If you see somebody else leaking, let them know.
Yeah,
You
just
might
let them
not
know.
even
Give them a
know.
hand. You don't got to be condescending or anything.
We're all here to have fun.
Yeah, just that's a
each
good
other.
point.
Yeah.
Don't
So
be afraid
a lot of
to
us got tools and stuff. If anybody ever needs anything, don't hesitate getting a hold of one of us because Chris breaks every year, so he's got all kinds of stuff. Yeah, he brought 2 trailers just in case. Anything else? No?
I think we're good. I'd like to thank CarQuest and the city of Boyne and all the sponsors and everybody that helped. I see guys, Jerry and
But yeah. Now I'm just looking at all the stuff we have to do for the next couple weeks. I'm like, son of a.
Yeah, because
So.
between Andrew's truck and the Foxbody, you guys got like next to nothing done last week.
Yeah, we worked on the vet for a little while. I had tunes every day, but and just got distracted when a lot of people showed up, wanted to hang out and stuff, and that's pretty common in a performance shop. So just got behind. We're probably like 2 or 3 more days behind, so we got a lot of figuring out to do. People dropping cars off, you can't get them out fast enough, you know. One day holds up, 2, 3, 4, it's trickle effect. So all good, we'll get it. Just take some time. Pain in the butt.
So next weekend's Gladwin. You gotta take the Mustang back down there, or down there for that, not back down there.
Might as well. So we just left it on the trailer and backed in the old pole barn, and it's like, well, might as well take it down there.
That's
Still on the trailer.
it's actually a little more fun than like when you had your real race cars, because like Friday and Saturday were thrash days, but honestly, like we couldn't leave your Camaro or your Mustang in the trailer and then not have to do anything till before the week.
Yeah, it's a lot easier with any setup. You don't have nothing to work on, just leave it alone. It works exactly how we want it to, so like there's no setup or anything either, it's ready to rock. So we don't have to do anything to it. We're not trying to like set some records or anything like that, just going to have fun, so it's just stress-free and easy. So that's nice. Work's the worst part, because we gotta still get stuff done, because we've got bills to pay, you know, so it's like, dang it. Wish I had like some rich uncle like, hey man, I'm gonna pay all your stuff off. You guys just play around all week. I'd be like, sweet. But, you know, other than that, you know, this new racing program's pretty smooth sailing. Swapping motors around and just having fun.
It works out pretty good because you just have somebody else buy the chassis,
You know,
and then you, even though it's your motor, I mean, it's their chassis. He's buying all the hard parts like the roll cage and the
yeah.
front ink and stuff.
That's what I told him. I was like, if you buy the car, the one thing that bothered me about that car was the cage. It was kind of crappy. So I was like, if you buy it, I'll weld the cage in for nothing, just because it'll make the car nicer. It'll be just make it a nicer car, you know. So
I mean, the down bars on that were what, 18 pounds for the two of them?
no.
9 pounds a piece, weren't they?
Yeah, there was something like that. Yeah, 10, whatever. But yeah, it's just crappy MIG welded cage. Like, technology's come a long ways, and not that everything has to be a show car, but it's definitely nicer to look at, lighter, looks better. So yeah, I told him, I was like, and that's what the other day we whipped that front end up on it, and it just looks so much better. clean it all up, and it'd be a really nice car with a little bit of elbow grease.
You know what's crazy is we're in September. In like 6 weeks, it's 1 year that you bought this.
I don't know where the year went. I feel like we've done a lot of stuff, but I feel like I haven't done anything. Just worked and worked and worked and worked, but like I still haven't touched that green car once. It's like, that's weird. It's kind of nice because it feels like I'm not in the garage all night rushing to get my car to the track, but like it's also a bummer. It's like the whole year went by already.
You've kind of been doing it right on that though, because you have a stack of parts.
Whenever I get some spare money, I'll buy something here and there, and then like waiting for parts takes forever. So I figured once we get a cluster of stuff, we can work on it. Maybe this winter I can con Todd into coming up for a few days, and we can get after it for a nice long weekend and make it a roller. Once it's a roller, it'd be easy to work on. There's just so many bars to fit and notch, and that's a lot of work.
Yeah, if there's two you take it, you can knock some ground out.
Well, the big thing is we could fit some bars and just tack it, and we don't have to necessarily stay, but like I could finish weld all the stuff when I get some spare time, but he's pretty picky with it, so we can make it look good. Stuff like that. Tim mentioned, he just messaged me a little while ago. He's like, "You want me to bring my car up so we can paint it this week?" And then I was like, "Oh, we're kind of busy, but I guess." So, gotta get some stuff done so don't distract us, but if you want to paint it, you're more than welcome to. He's like, "Oh, wait, I got other stuff to do."
He's gonna keep waiting until it's like December.
No, I'm excited. Like, I don't want to hold him up now. Make some progress. It'll look sweet.
You gotta tell him to go buy a paint gun. Be like, look, you gotta go buy a paint gun.
Go buy a nice paint gun.
Buy it. It doesn't be expensive.
paint
Tell him, don't buy Blue Point. I got a buddy who sprays with a Blue Point. He absolutely loves it. He's like, I got $1,000 soda, and he's like, the Blue Point makes that $1,000 soda look like a hoe. I was like, really? He's like, I'm telling you. He's like, he just sprayed a 68 Chevelle, and he's like, he's like, the first time I sprayed it was with the soda, and I had issues. I resprayed the whole car with the Blue Point. He's like, that Blue Point smoked the soda. I was like, really?
So what should he get?
One of the Blue Point, like the Snap-on off-brand Blue Point, one of their spray guns. And
Pretty
then
decent.
I'll send you the clear coat John sent me to reuse on my truck. It's not the most expensive, but it came awesome. And we just gotta remember, let's leave the booth off and get plenty of rest before we paint Tim's car.
Yeah.
Because I think I'm gonna end up respraying mine and re-clear coating it. There's a couple spots I'd like to hit.
Yeah.
Well, we're not painters. I mean, we have as much time spraying a car as we do spray painting a wall. We're morons that don't sleep when we do stuff.
That's the problem. We dilly-dally and then we rush and then you're tired. And then you do a bad job. Then you're like, damn it, I wish I'd slept some.
What else going on in the shop? Anything? I haven't been here hardly this week. It's Friday, so.
We gotta try to finish up that blue vet this week.
Yes.
We're about 2 days behind on that. 3 now. So because I keep forgetting today's Monday. We're like 3 days behind on that.
If you can get that done this week.
We need to. But the problem is every single day this week we have other stuff scheduled, so that sucks because we can't push it all back. Like, not crazy big jobs, but like a CTSV in for long tube headers and intake and a tune. Like, you can't just not do it and be like, yeah, next week.
Yeah.
So that, and then the very next day, a twin turbo Denali tune and that white G8. He's gonna pick it up and we're gonna drive it around a little bit, make sure it's sorted out. And then the next day is long tubes on a truck. And it's like we need the hoist for all that stuff, and we got all 3 hoists tied up every day this week.
Yeah.
The 8th headers on a truck. Like, we got 3 sets of headers to do this week on random stuff. Sometimes they go smooth, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you're like, dang, that went fast. And then sometimes you're like, wow, that took me the whole entire day. So, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, because once you're done with the blue car, then I get it at my bay.
Yeah.
Which we're pretty excited to bring that one back.
Yeah, he's gonna start bugging us here soon. Like, hey, is it done yet? Is it done yet? He's gonna be like, no. Pretty soon. Get it whipped out. Got the cam and the heads and stuff back on. Just gotta wait for push rods. I ordered push rods on Friday, so they'll probably be here Wednesday. Get the push rods in it. Andrew's kind of like not really rushing on it, but he's like, well, we're waiting on the push rods anyways. It's like, oh, we'll get the rest of the stuff done at least, and then we're not waiting on everything.
And then you
So
can
always
put it
pull
back
the
together.
belt covers back off, yeah, or whatever it may be. He's got the cam and heads on, the headers are in. He's got the heat exchanger in. So, I mean, I get it. Leave some of it there, but like it's like, oh, it is pretty time sensitive, so we'll make sure we get it knocked out. Hopefully by Friday.
You
That'd
just
be
had
good.
that old yellow car, that old yellow Corvette in here. That's one that was built by American Gasser.
Yeah, that was a really nice car. That turned out good. Tune was pretty off. It was really, really rich. I couldn't believe it was still running. Like it was like 9.0 AFR on the AFX, and I was like, wow, that's why it makes 340 wheel. So we brought it back and made like 416.
Oh, it's probably a rocket. That car's
Yeah.
not very heavy.
It was 2 degrees off, which wasn't bad. But yeah, AFR was terrible. It was just drowning in fuel. And the guy's like, when I drive it and I floor it, I just taste gas. And I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of it coming out of the tailpipe. But yeah, other than that, same old, same old. Slept in too much today, so now I'm really tired and dragging.
Now you're gonna be
ass.
awake all night and then
Yeah.
be tired tomorrow.
Yeah. Probably that'll do it.
Maybe if you smoke crack, it'll have the reverse effect on you. You'll just pass out
Pass
instead of
out.
being jacked up.
Life goes on. Oh, the slave cylinder went out of the vet. That's another thing to talk about. So we got 3 busy weeks right in a row. So I'm like, cool, I can't even work on my own car. $200 part. Son of a.
And you got your heads.
I got the heads. The heads are all ready to go on. So I mean, kind of makes sense. I was just gonna put the heads on with, through the hood, which would have been way faster than dropping the entire drivetrain out of the car again. So that sucks. I don't know why that slave cylinder only lasted 6,000 miles.
Now you don't have to unbolt the rear cradle or just the front one, correct?
All of it.
Front to back.
All of it has to come out.
I would say that for next year.
It's got a twin disc, so you can't. The C6 has a 1-piece bell housing, so the C5s have a 2-piece. We can wiggle the twin discs out of the C5, like just the rear, but we can't get them out with the C6 without dropping everything, so that sucks really bad. So discharge the AC and pull all the wiring and the brake lines and then this and then that and then the whole entire thing. The shifter I just put in, take that back apart. It sucks.
Well,
A
there
lot
was
of
something
work.
you were gonna adjust on that too, anyways. No,
No,
I thought
feels
there was.
good. No, it feels pretty good. Did.
The worst part is you were barely driving it when it let go.
Yeah, we were cruising, cruise set, and I went to slow down, and I'm like, oh, there's no pedal. There was no sign. It just went out. Very strange. Usually don't have problems with those. Pretty easy stuff. I mean, a lot of work, but it's like it's copy and paste. You just put bolts in, take bolts out, put bolts back in. Of course.
So now both your fun vehicles are no longer fun vehicles.
I know. Just created a bunch of work for myself. Remember when I said I'm gonna leave this Velo and just drive it? And I'm like, I'm gonna buy some heads and I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that. And then now look, I gotta fix it.
Well, the heads are understandable because you're having trouble getting them in the stock ones in to get cleaned up.
Yeah.
And you're lucky you would have dropped a valve at like 6,800 RPM and it would have went right through the piston.
Yeah. Life goes on.
Then our conversation would have been how mad you are that you're buying a $14,000 long block.
Yeah, I'd rather need a slave cylinder than need a block and heads. That would really make me mad. You're not wrong.
You'd probably fire Andrew on spite.
Yeah,
Like, I'm just mad that my car broke, you're fired.
you're fired.
Once things slow down, we'll get down here more in video, you guys working and like that.
And I'm really surprised that this year's still cracking along really hardcore. Honestly, it's kind of nuts. I figured with the elections and the gas prices and all the other stuff, that usually sways people's decisions on blowing money on cars. But dyno stuff slowed down a little bit compared to what it was in the spring. But that's how it always happens because people work on cars all winter, and then they want to get them out in the spring, which every single year is the same thing. But I'm surprised still, like, with the project stuff, we got a lot of stuff. Like, Denny's Z06 is a pretty big job. And then next week, we got all, like, small jobs. Because I figured I'd break it up, do some small stuff, do one big one that holds us up for a week, do another small one. So then the 12th to the 16th, we got a GTO in for a supercharger and a clutch and all kinds of other stuff. So that's a big job. And then the week after that, it's a bunch of small jobs. But like I said, we gotta do a little better at staying on task. All of us, really bad at it. Let's get a lot of distractions. A lot of people stop by and chit chat. It's hard to not blow 20 minutes here and 20 minutes there and 20 minutes there. But the problem is it adds up really, really quick. Oh, I got to do the headers for the other C6 that I sold off mine.
Oh yeah.
He was gonna get a hold of me right after the first. So out of those few voicemails there, he might already be there like, hey, when can I get those in? So now I take the headers off it.
How many voicemails you got on the docket right now?
Well, there's like 25 of them here, but only 3 more since yesterday.
Well, that's not too bad.
Yeah. Other than the 25 and then 28.
Yeah. At least you got a bunch lined up on the phone, plus another 25 wrote down.
I threw a bunch away last week. Been getting a lot of weird stuff. Like people were like, I have this Mercedes E-Class I want you guys to tune. It's like, you're going to call them back and then they're going to say, oh, well, come on, man, how come? And this and that. Well, who do you know? And it's like 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 5 minutes. So like I said, I hate to be that way, but I got to start cutting out all these 20-minute phone conversations and walk-ins and talking because it's putting us behind. So
Cracks me up that people call you for stuff like that. Like your entire mantra on social media, on Google, on everything is LS-based performance.
I don't get it.
And they're like, hey, I got this BMW 325. I would like you to put a Hot Boy popper tune in it.
Yeah.
So it's like I don't know if people can't read.
I don't think so.
But
It's just weird because like it's like anything, you know. It's like I wouldn't even call because I'd be like, oh, they only do LS stuff. It says right there.
Or like on the Shine side, it literally made it clear that we only do exterior stuff, and then people will message me like, how much to get my seats steam cleaned? And I'm like, I don't even own a steamer.
Yeah. Yeah, that's weird.
We don't even own a
What do you do?
vacuum. If you look at the bay, we don't even have a vacuum in there.
Yeah. What do you do?
You know how many crunchy fries and cockroaches I found in cars? Too many.
Yeah. No interiors. No interiors at all.
I found some stuff that makes some women blush. It's weird. Weird what people keep in their cars, I tell you what.
Yeah.
So
Wrap that up.
yeah, don't forget to
People are,
like,
sick of looking at your
subscribe,
face.
follow. We'll have some more stuff this coming weekend. It's coming to the end of the season. We need to actually make it to mid-Michigan at least once.
I don't know, we'll have to get the truck running.
We'll just take Ben's car.
I don't know, that too. But like we'll have to get the truck running so we can,
Take that.
because we never tried it with the other converter.
Oh yeah.
It only had the nitrous converter.
Well, you might throw the heads on that 440.
I know.
But then that's a whole nother project.
That's actually easier than anything else we have going on right now.
We do have it tore down. So
I was just gonna put like a 500 thou tighter main bearing in it, and then new rod bearings. Clean up the bore from that running out of oil. That driver's side is all scratched up on the sleeve, and I was like, man, I want to buy bigger pistons again.
way to go, Tyler.
So we'll just do that. Yeah, throw those heads on it. Throw it back in the truck. Everything will bolt right back in.
Take it. I'm gonna take my dry shaft to Ben. He's gonna swap the U-joints, put that hardened input shaft on there.
Oh, nice.
That's really it. I mean, we
Yeah.
got the locker, we got the gear, and other than axles. So
Yeah, they'll last. It doesn't wheel hop.
no, that bitch just spins. It spins, and well, demonstrated that yesterday.
Yep.
Spins, and even when I'm not trying.
We seen that Lightning broke the drive shaft because it wheel hopped. He let out of it, got
Oh,
back
yeah.
in it. It's like that's exactly what breaks drivetrain parts.
I seen his first pass, and that thing was bouncing like
Yeah.
tires off the ground, and I was like, he's gonna be better stop. So key matter, folks, when you have a truck and it's bouncing in the rear, when you're trying to do a burnout, just stop, or you're gonna be broken and leaking fluid all over the place.
All over.
So yeah, again, like, subscribe, follow Kenny's Instagram. He's maxed out on friends on Facebook.